Anti-Solid Radio. I am Mobola Kale. First, the major headlines. Federal government to establish 6 technologies innovation hubs. 436 pensioners get gratuity in EU recommends new travel restrictions on the United States as cases rise. And in the world of sport, Osaka advances, City Pass escapes Murray. And now, the news in details. The federal government is set to establish 6 technology and innovation hubs across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country to commercialize and convert research findings into Nigerian products that can compete globally. This is contained in a statement by Abba Awad, the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Omayo and issued to newsmen in Kano today. According to Awad, the Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation, Okonaya Olu, disclosed this during a courtesy visit to Ganduje on plans to establish the Northwest Hub in the state and sensitization of relevant stakeholders in the zone. The minister decried that research findings in the country have remained in the shelves and laboratories and are not being put to use as the various stakeholders were in isolation. Katsina state government has closed Jibia Gurbin Kwaure Road to all motorists effective today, August 31st, 2021. It has also closed Kankara Shime Road to commercial vehicles, while motorists plying the roads have been advised to use Funtua Road as an alternative route. The directive was contained in a notice and personally signed by Governor Minu Masari on Monday. The government also announced other measures, among which were the suspension of sales of animals at markets in 14 local government areas of the state. The affected councils are Jibia, Batsari, Safana, Damusa, Kankara, Malumfashi, Kacharanchi, Mai Adua, Kafur, Faskari, Sabua, Baure, Dutsima, and Kaita. The government also announced that only 2 designated fuel stations have been allowed to sell fuel that is not more than 5,000 to motorists in each of the following 14 councils, while it also reinforced its ban on the sale of fuel in jerry cans throughout the state. The operation of commercial motorcycles and tricycles were also restricted from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the capital state, Katsina, while it is from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in all the frontline local governments. Oyo State government has put a smile on the faces of retired primary school teachers and local government staff across the state by paying gratuity entitlements to them. 436 retirees were presented tax on Monday at the Water Cooperation Building Secretariat by the chairman, local government staff pension board, Prince Abdul Fatai Adebayo Adeyemi, representing the governor, Comrade Titilo Lasudo, said it would be indeed wholesome as the lives of the pensioners will invariably receive a boost occasion by the magnanimous release of over 1 billion naira by His Excellency. He enjoined the pensioners to continue to support the administration of Engineer Sheyi Makinde as more goodies are coming their ways. Adebayo Adeyemi, chairman, local government staff pension board, was also full of praise for the governor as he expressed the board's gratitude for he has demonstrated unflinching support and great care for the cause of the pensioners of the state. Adeyemi advised pensioners to utilize the money well and make judicious use of the resources. You are still listening to the news at 10 on T-Solid Radio. Soon to come is the foreign and sports news. Do remember that you can download our app T-Solid on Play Store or log on to www.tsolid.tv. You can as well follow us on our social media platforms or at T-Solid Radio TV. And now to some foreign stories. The European Union has recommended a pause in all non-essential travel from the United States as COVID-19 cases surge. According to reports, the daily average for hospital admissions has risen past 100,000 for the first time since last winter, while the recent wave driven by the Delta variant is more severe in the United States South, but cases are rising nationwide. Monday's guidance from the 27-nation bloc reverses advice from June that lifted restrictions on American travelers ahead of tourism season. The recommendation is non-binding, meaning individual countries will be allowed to decide if they still wish to allow United States visitors with proof of vaccination, negative test, or quarantine. However, Israel, Kosovo, Lebanon, Montenegro, and North Macedonia have also been removed from the EU's safe travel list. About 100,000 Kenyans have not yet received the second dose of the COVID vaccine, and many are thought to be holding out for the arrival of other vaccines perceived to be more effective. The head of Kenya's vaccine task force warns that many Kenyans risk becoming severely ill with COVID 19 if they delay receiving the second jabs. The task force says the country will not mix and match any of the vaccine available, as there is limited data on how effective it will be. Until recently, AstraZeneca has been the only vaccine available in Kenya. However, shipments of Moderna have already arrived, and Pfizer and other vaccines are on the way. Meanwhile, the task force is clear that no one will be allowed to choose the vaccine they receive. It is asking people to dismiss the notion that some vaccines are better than the others. Out of the 2 million Kenyans who have been vaccinated, less than 50% are fully jabbed, while the country has received 3.6 vaccines till date. Ministry of Health on Monday said it had registered the first death believed to be linked to injections with the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. The ministry said in a statement that the COVID-19 Vaccine Independent Safety Monitoring Board (CVISMB) has advised the Ministry of Health to ensure that healthcare professionals and consumers remain vigilant. This advice follows the CVISMB's review of the death of a woman following a Comirnaty Pfizer COVID-19 vaccination, where it was presumed that the woman died from myocarditis, which is a rare side effect of the Pfizer vaccine. The CVISMB, however, noted that there were other medical issues occurring at the same time, which may have influenced the outcome following vaccination. The case has been referred to the coroner, but the cause of death has not yet been determined. New Zealand has vaccinated 21.4% of its population, as the island nation has been using the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca shots. As the last United States plane left Afghanistan, there were still American citizens and eligible Afghans trying to get into the airport. In a press conference earlier, General Mackenzie, head of United States forces, confirmed there were an estimated 100 to 250 Americans who either couldn't get to the airport on time or couldn't get onto a plane. One United States Army veteran who says he's been helping coordinate rescues from his Connecticut home said that the Taliban refused to let many pass in the end. Alex Plitsas, the veteran, has also said he is still being contacted by Americans wishing to get out, but some had not registered with the United States authorities. Finally, in the exciting water sports this morning, defending champion Naomi Osaka stretched the Grand Slam win streak to 16 matches on Monday at the U.S. Open, while Greek third seed Stefanos Tsitsipas struggled past Anthony in 5 sets. Osaka, seeking a third U.S. Open crown in 4 years, defeated 87th ranked Jack Marie Voskova 6-4, 6-1 at a packed Arthur Ashe Stadium to book a second-round matchup with Serbian qualifier Olga Danilova. Osaka beat Bouzkova in their only prior meeting in the first round of this year's Australian Open, on the way to a fourth Grand Slam title. The 23-year-old Japanese star could become the first back-to-back U.S. Open Women's champion since Serena Williams out this year with a torn hamstring, won a third in a row in 2014. Osaka's major win streak includes her most recent US and Australian Open wins and a first-round win at this year's French Open before withdrawing over mental health issues. Super Eagles coach Gunnar Troas bemoaned the potential absence of the UK-based players from the 2022 World Cup qualifiers away at Cape Verde on September 7th. English and Scottish Premier League players will not be able to travel to Mindelo after the United Kingdom government placed the country among the COVID-19 red zones. The Premier League had, in a statement last week, said that it would not release its players for World Cup qualifiers in COVID-19 red zones over the possibility of facing a 10-day quarantine period upon return to the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, in an interview with newsmen, Roa wondered why considerations could be given during the Euro 2020 for travel while the same could not be given for World Cup qualifiers. The Franco-German, however, said the situation has left him without some of his best players against a very difficult Cape Verde side. And with that comes to the end of the news. Here is a recap of the major headlines. Federal government to establish 6 technology innovation hubs. 436 pensioners get gratuity in Oyo. EU recommends new travel restrictions for United States as case rise. And in the world of sports, you heard Osaka advances to surpass escapes Mori. Ensure to go by all precautionary measures to stay safe from COVID-19 as recommended by the WHO and CDC. Do remember that you can download our app T-Solid on Play Store or log on to www.tsolid.tv. You can also follow us on our social media platforms or at T-Solid Radio TV. The news was compiled by Olorun Mary Omolafe and edited by Akachi Chijioke. I am Mobola Badekale. Good morning and thank you for listening.